Hello, everybody. It's Dr. B and Elizabeth here. We are going to bring you in the know with mood and more. So, last month we talked about Dr. Google and things you should know about patient communication and Dr. Google. So, we came up with three major topics that were Googled in 2022, and we're going to hit those this month and the next 2 months. So, we are going to go over to some slides and bring you in the know and get you rocking and rolling in your practices. So, Elizabeth, how are you doing today? What? Oh, she needs a diaper change, so she's going to bug her out for just a minute and she'll be back at the end. So, thanks for letting me know. I didn't want her to pee all over my hand, right? Okay. So happy July, everybody. Hopefully you're having a great summer. And again, ChiroSecure, you're amazing for giving us this opportunity to spread the word on the benefits and the beauty and benefits of chiropractic care for kiddos. So last month, Dr. Google and the Health Consumer. If you missed that show, got to go back and listen to it because we've dropped some really cool information that you should be very mindful of in dealing with your community population. But what it boils down to is we looked at three hot topics that that are Googled for health reasons. There is about 1 billion with a B health searches per day on Google that people Google their symptoms before seeing a practitioner. And these were the hot three topics: mood, cognition, and sleep. And you know what? Chiropractic care can affect all three of those. Yes, bada boom, bada bing, bada bang, bang, bang. So today we're going to drop some mood hints for you and get you thinking a little bit about altering the mood and your mood as well. So let's just talk about mood. Okay. In 2022, these were the hottest mood topics that were Googled. How to handle stress, especially since COVID, that's become a big thing, right? How to stop a panic attack, a cure for depression, and panic and anxiety. We kind of put those in the same category, right? How to help focus with ADHD. And this one the last one I found really super interesting is general mental health practices and breathing techniques for little fiddle farts. So, and I've been I've been giving this in community talks for a number of years out here in Idaho, where I work with the whole southeastern school districts. And so I am going to give you some things to think about in order to help our little kiddos. Deep breathing basically is going to help foster vagal tone, right? And so it's going to help with autonomic regulation. So if you hold on for just a few minutes, I'm going to give you some cool ways to give kiddos, teachers, classrooms, counselors, ways to help kiddos better breathe. One of it starts with good posture, actually. So let's dig in. Let's have a little bit of fun. Okay. First of all, our brain is a computer. Mood is an experience. Mood is how we experience our world. Our experiences generate feelings, and the feelings translate into our mood. So if you're mindful of how your mood might flip-flop on a dime, you're in a great mood, right? And then you go have some kind of an experience. Maybe you slam your finger in the car door. Pain, okay, can change your mood on a dime. Maybe your little fiddle farts in a good mood and lollygagging along, and then you go into Walmart at Christmas time or Sam's Club or something like that, where there's a lot of overstimulation and they just have a come apart. The way we experience our world is the way we navigate and relate to our world and everything within our world, including people. So I put this on in here because I wanted to use this analogy that's great to use for parents, for any patient actually, is artificial intelligence. It's making a big splash these days, right? So you can put in Bard or Bing or Chat GTP or whatever, you can say, okay, hey, Bing, Bart, write me a story with using the words cat, dog, boy, farm, and fishing, whatever. Okay. So I want a short story on that. So you give the words, you type it in there, right? And essentially, this computer is taking these words and within seconds, searching all the databases it can find and putting a story together. So the story might translate to something like the boy lives on the farm and has a pond and went fishing and he lost his dog. So he felt sad and started crying. Artificial intelligence doesn't have feelings, but it's able to search a bunch of data search engines. I'm not a techie, so I don't know how it all acts, the actual terms, so forgive me. But it's searching out there for terms, situations, so to speak, with cat, dog, boy, fishing, etc. And it's actually able to formulate a story that comes across as having feelings. That's what our brain does. It searches a database of previous experiences that created feelings, and we put a meaning to those feelings, and that creates our mood. And the crazy thing is, we actually, our brain, the way our brains work, we actually pull from experiences from the not only our past experiences, but from previous generations. Another story for another time. So the moral of the story is mood is an end result, an output of the story that the brain has computed. And so that the reaction to that story, to that data coming into the brain, can show up as depression or anxiety or stress. So, for instance, let's say a kiddo needs to do the teacher's writing on the board a math problem or a story that they have to write or something. That all that information's got to come into that little one's brain. It's got to be interpreted, organized, so that the motor output response is whatever they're supposed to be doing. If that data is coming into the brain and it's skewed, it's not interpreted properly, it's not syncing up, the motor response is less than stellar. That experience might create me to make me feel less than. It might make me feel dumb. It might make me feel anxious because I'm not able to produce what I'm supposed to do. Thus, the mood changes, the mood result. Okay, so our brains are one big computer. So, and that's a great analogy to use. Parents get it now because everybody's in the tech age, right? So, input has to equal output. Well, we've got our inside experiences or sensory information, our vestibular input information from our movement of our head, proprioception information, sensory input from our joints and our muscle spindles. We have microbiome, we have immune cells, hormones, all this stuff creates a sensory experience into the brain. And then we have our outside senses, sight, smell, sound, taste, touch. Okay, so really in the world of neuropsychiatry, this is where it's all going, is how a person experiences their world. And that results in a mood. And we need to be able to alter our response to the experience if it's not an appropriate response or if it's not a true experience. Oh, we can go in the weeds on this one. So, bottom line, in order to feel safe, comfortable, secure in our environment, take in, process, organize information so that we feel safe and secure, and now we can respond appropriately. We need to be able to have good, healthy neuroadaptation. We need to be able to take this information in. We need to be able to regulate between sympathetic and parasympathetic tone, okay? And then we can respond appropriately. When we respond appropriately, we feel in a better mood, right? We're not feeling anxious or depressed or sad as we would if we can't complete that that proper output. Okay, so What are some things we can do? One, we know that the chiropractic adjustment, yes, helps foster more appropriate, organized input into the brain. Cool beans, right? So we definitely want to look at getting the whole world under chiropractic care. Now, the sooner you get a person under care, the sooner you can help regulate that input coming into the brain. Their story can change. So I say, if you change the beginning of the story, you change the entire story. Meaning, if we can get little fiddle farts under care, actually during the prenatal period, because mom's the way she interprets the world and her stress response is going to be handed down to that little fiddle fart. So if we can help regulate the nervous system as early as possible, then that brain, the wiring, is going to be healthier. Okay. So that experience coming in can be interpreted, integrated, and responded to in a more healthier manner. Thus, you can circumvent some of those poor mood adaptations to the world, to their experience. Okay, so chiropractic care. The gut. You can't regulate a nervous system without talking about the microbiome, without talking about the gut. So we did a little topic a few months ago about, we were looking at like dyes and preservatives and how we know that they change the microbiome and how they change brain chemistry, right? The gut brain, brain gut connection. There is too much out there in literature to not acknowledge that if we're going to change the brain, we got to change the gut. So we need to educate parents on what food is mood, right? What we eat, what we drink, what we think is going to alter our mood. So we should be at least addressing or giving some resources as how to manage and foster the best gut health as possible. Okay, boom. 3, vagal principles help fostering good neuroadaptation. So this is why I found it was so interesting that one of the most Googled things was how to help foster healthy mental capacities in kiddos and deep breathing exercises. All right, so here we go. Boom. First of all, this is fun to use with teachers and with parents and with anybody. So I'm going to use it on you. First of all, I want you to just slouch down, kind of rounded shoulders, tech posture. Okay. Tech down, right? And I want you to try to take a deep breath in. Try to expand your rib cage and take a deep breath in this hunched over posture. You can't, the air gets stuck. Okay. That means you can't expand and use your diaphragm as well. Diaphragmatic breathing is huge in mindfulness and in vagal regulation, helping to bring in that parasympathetic brake pedal of the nervous system so we can be more calm, cool, and collected. And now we can regulate our response to our environment in a healthier fashion. So now I want you to sit up, good posture, and feet on the floor. Take a deep breath in. And you can expand that rib cage and pull that air up into your lungs, and i.e., more oxygen to the brain. So that's a really fun thing to do with parents and teachers and etc. to start fostering good posture. And of course, chiropractic care can help foster good posture, right? If they have vertebral subluxations, we're going to tend to our posture is going to be distorted. And distorted posture actually distorts information into the brain. So disorganized posture, those little fiddle farts that have low tone or what we call developmental coordination disorder, that diagnosis drives me bat crazy because it basically means they don't have good control over their core. And disorganized posture equals disorganized input into the brain. That's going to change the mood, change the outward response. Okay, so that's one tip. Get them sitting up straight. Another way to help foster good neuroadaptation and regulation and breathing is I use the analogy. I'll either get they have little pens that have pinwheels on them, or now during the summertime, little pinwheels that you'd put in your yard, etc. Okay, the little spinners. You can use it as an analogy with a flower or a dandelion. And I will teach the little kiddos how to smell the flower and blow off the petals. So, in essence, they're holding the little pinwheel, and I say, pretend it's a really pretty flower. Or if they know what dandelions are, it's a dandelion where you're going to smell it. Deep breath in and then blow off the petals. And teach them how to breathe. It works amazing. Now, if we go back to our gut, great thing to do with little fiddle farts that have difficulty with digestion and constipation. Remember, the gut's down, the brain's down. If they're stressed in stress mode and they're anxious, the gut's going to be shut down. So deep breathing before eating can help promote healthier digestion. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. So smell the flower, into the nose, deep breath, and blow the petals out while they're sitting up tall or standing up tall. Don't have them do it when they're scrunched over, right? Can't get that air in. The other fun analogy to use to help foster good breathing is that boys like this one. Girls like the flowers, boys like this one. Pretend that there's a dragon that's across the room from you, okay? And what do dragons do? Oh, they blow out fire. Okay. So we're going to take a deep breath in and we're going to bring all this fire into our belly and then we're going to blow it out across the room to the dragon. All right. So stand up really straight. Ready? Take a deep breath in of fire. Blow it in and blow it across the room to the dragon. So those are some fun ways to start teaching kiddos how to do deep breathing and how to calm down. If you can do 3 runs of them, okay, 3 times, smell the flower, blow off the petals, or breathe in the fire and blow it out, that can kind of set the tone. And then after that, what I like to do is some humming. So deep breathing and humming are ways to help engage vagal tone, enhance vagal tone, bring on the brake pedal, regulate information and responses easier. So we'll do the 3 deep breathings followed by some humming. And the kids love it. It's great to do. I've done it with adults when I've been teaching in various classrooms, etc. So 3 ways to foster vagal tone, to neuroadaptation. Chiropractic care, boom. Regulate the gut, what we eat, what we drink, what we think. All right. We might have to put some digestive enzymes or probiotics along with that. And let's help them learn how to foster vagal tone. Sitting up tall, deep breathing, smell the flower, blow off the petals, breathe in the fire, blow it out, do some humming, and start teaching them how to regulate their nervous system. So great things to bring to the classroom starting in a lot of kiddos are starting school already in August. So start talking, get in contact now. In fact, the best time to get in contact with schools if you want to go in and do workshops, etc., is before school ends in the spring, depending on where you are in the part of the country and when you get out of school. So out here, a lot of schools end in May. So I'm already in contact with schools by March or April if we want to do workshops in the school districts. So, but definitely maybe reach out to some of your teachers that are in your practices and so forth, and come into their classroom and start teaching these kiddos how to smell flowers, blow off petals. Those are what they're called. They're called petals. Yes. Breathe in air, breathe in fire, blow it out, hum, and start getting those kiddos ready to regulate for their school year 2023 and 2024. So, ChiroSecure, you rock. Thank you for this opportunity. Docs out there, keep doing your job, keep saving lives, keep fostering good neuroregulation. And me and Elizabeth wish you guys an incredible rest of July. We'll be back in August, and we're going to talk cognition and chiropractic. Boom. Have a great month. We'll see you then.
Today's Pediatrics show, Look to the Children, was brought to you by ChiroSecure.